Hello, I didn't have much of anything to put out this week, but I thought I was going to put this out. A little while ago, I saw that Taboo Conspiracy had put out a video about Earth curvature and sunsets and all that other stuff, and he put out this short little clip right about here.
There should be a massive Earth bulge casting an upward shadow onto the clouds. In fact, if the globe were real, we'd see this upward curved shadow cast on the clouds on a frequent basis looking something like this.
And it would seem that he doesn't quite get parallel lines. I made this very quick and crude animation in GIMP that I thought would hopefully get the point across. The angular size of the sun is about 0.52 degrees or thereabouts, which means that the light that hits any individual point comes from light rays that are 99.4 something percent. There is that 0.52 degree spread that any single point that is being illuminated by the sun. In essence, it means that any individual point that gets illuminated by the sun is hit by light rays that have no more than 0.52 degrees of divergence one from the other. And so in this animation, what I've done was the yellow part that you see around the white part. So the white part would be the Earth. The yellow part would be the sections of space that are directly illuminated by the sun or that have direct access to the light coming from the sun. And the black part is the parts of space that are blocked by the Earth, and therefore you cannot see the sun directly. So I've drawn this red line right over here that you see, this layer right here. That represents the tangent line of the Earth just about the point where the sun sets. And the blue line represents 0.52 degrees on this side of the sun and represents the other edge of the sun. So you may not see this very well, but I've got a little light green pixel right here that represents where you're standing on the Earth. And above you, you've got some clouds, and off to the east, you've got more clouds. So if you're standing here and you're looking towards the sun towards the west, and you look to the east, you've got some clouds over here, you've got clouds overhead, and you've got some clouds to the west. So here you might be 5-10 minutes before sunset. And then as the Earth rotates and moves away from the Earth, at some point, the observer will no longer be able to see the sun directly, but the clouds are still illuminated. And so this is the opposite side of this. So clouds that are above this red line will be able to be fully illuminated, and the clouds that are in this red section right here are illuminated by the last sliver of sunlight just as the sun was going over the horizon for the observer. And if you've ever paid attention to the sun and paid attention to sunsets, the sunsets always start off from the east and it works its way towards the west. You'll also notice that the clouds stop being illuminated by sunlight from the east, and the last portions of cloud that are illuminated by the sun are towards the west. And just like this portion of clouds is dipping into that last layer of sunlight that makes the clouds turn red. And this part of the cloud is already starting to turn a dark gray And as the Earth continues to rotate, more and more of the cloud goes into this red band, and more of the clouds from the east stop being illuminated by the sun until such time as the last of the clouds are no longer illuminated by the sun itself. I've seen some videos from flat earthers who say how it should be impossible for clouds to be lit from underneath because the earth is not round and yada yada yada. And yet, when they are asked by various globe earth proponents, flat earthers continue to reject the idea that the earth is round and fail to provide a plausible explanation of how clouds can be lit up from underneath. And when we pay attention to some of these cloud formations, we can see that the higher clouds remain illuminated long after the lower clouds. So here's another very good example of clouds being illuminated from underneath. And up at the top over here, where the sun should be lighting up the cloud, it's dark. This is how those same clouds look in the middle of the day. You can see that the sun is above the clouds, and so the upper portions are lit and the lower portions are dark. Here you can see a shadow that's cast as if the sun is just off to the left here. You've got these parts of the clouds that are shaded by these other parts. These parts are lit up. So if the sun remains something like 3,000 kilometers above the Earth, how are photos like this possible? Once again, even if the sun is that far away, why are only the bottoms of the clouds illuminated and the upper parts of the cloud in darkness? So that's going to be it for this one. And now that winter's long gone by now, and I'm actually starting to get back out and enjoying the warmer weather again, I'm not putting as much time into these videos as I used to in this past winter, which means that I might be going to a reduced release schedule in the very near future. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to see you again in another video at some point soon enough. Bye for now.